Explain about yourself.
Hi sir, I am Bhavan Kalyan. Currently I am pursuing my BTech at Nalnarsimha College, and I completed my intermediate in Sri Chaitanya Junior College with a percentage of 95, and I completed my schooling in St. John's English Medium High School with a percentage of 85, and currently I am undergoing through a course called Java Full Stack in Vcube, where I
Can you explain about your project?
Like in my
Academic project.
okay. In my academic project, I created a project like emotion, detecting emotion from the text with the help of BUD model, where we can use the technology like we can when we enter the input, it checks whether based on the keywords like happy, sad, or else like basic words like based on the keywords, it gives the output.
What are the technologies you used?
BUD model, sir.
BUD model. Okay. So currently you are learning?
Java full stack course in
Okay.
Vcube.
Okay. So can you explain about in Java, there is a concept called garbage collector. Explain about it.
Sir, why we want to go for garbage collector means if any object is stored in the if any objects are not referenced, then we can go and remove the objects. This concept is used to improve the to remove the memory leaks and increase the performance, to increase the application of the performance.
Okay.
Where garbage collection,
How you will identify
there
the
are
object is a
several
garbage?
forms to identify several ways to identify the garbage collector, where
Okay.
nullifying the object or reassigning the object. When we are creating the object inside the method
Okay.
or anonymous object.
Okay. Can you explain about anonymous object?
Anonymous object means why we are creating object without reference variable is the concept of anonymous object.
Okay.
Where with this anonymous object we can access something we can create this anonymous object to the comparator in the concept where it is in the collections. We can use this
Okay,
concept.
forget about that for now. So tell me about this concept called system.gc, how it comes to the picture in garbage collection.
System.gc means we are manually calling the garbage collector to identify the objects. There are any objects available in the garbage collection. Whenever we call the system.gc, it calls the finalize method in the object class method, and this finalize method checks whether there are any objects are
This
eligible for
finalize
the-
method will return anything?
No, sir. It returns void. We can as it returns void, sir. Finalize method return type is void. It
Okay.
cannot return anything, but we can write like a system.out.println inside the finalize method, but it does not return anything.
Okay. Can you explain about object class methods?
Object class methods. In object class, there are several methods like clone method, equals method, finalize method, hash code method, toString method, wait with no arguments, wait with int argument, wait with int plus long argument, notify and notify all.
Okay.
These are the methods from the object class.
Can you explain about toString method, how it will help?
Okay. ToString method, it is used to return a string. If we override the ToString method in our class, we can, if we return any in ToString method, if we write anything in return statement, it returns the value when we call the object. If we do not override the ToString method, it returns the fully qualified name of this object, created object.
Okay. So tell me about what is this hash code method will return?
Hash code method returns integer. It calculates the hash code and returns the integer value.
Where the hash codes will be going to use in your programming?
In maps, we can use hash
Can
code.
you
sir.
explain about some of the scenario where you used that hash code?
Hash code, like if we are if you use map.put method, then it insert the method based upon the hash code. If we insert if we insert any integer value, then it can calculate the hash code of the integer key and insert them into the table. Whereas these hash codes may be collide. If one value, there can be multiple hash codes, same multiple hash codes. In that particular case, that value will be stored in the bucket with a linked list concept.
Okay.
But two values can be stored in single bucket.
Okay. What is that concept means?
That means a doubly linked list. It uses the hash table.
Okay. What is meant by hash collision? Can I consider as a hash collision?
Yes, sir. It is called as a hash collision where we two values generating only one hash code. It is the concept of hash collision.
Okay, explain about hash map.
Hash map. Hash map means hash map is a key value pair. It uses the key value pair where keys can be unique and values can be null. It can also hash map can take a key with we can give null value to the key only once in map, and hash map is used to store the values in a key value pair.
Okay, hash map is a class or interface?
Hash map is a class, sir. It is extends the map
Extends
interface
or
implements a map interface.
Okay, yeah. What is map?
Map is an interface we can use for the storing the values in a key value pair. Like
Okay, then what is the difference between hash map versus linked hash map?
hash map versus linked hash map? Hash map, we can store the hash map values into the map. It does not preserve the insertion order, whereas linked hash map can store stores the values in a order manner. Like if we insert 1 2 3, it stores the preserver, it stores the order, but hash map does not stores the order. It can insert the values randomly.
Okay, so now tell me what about this tree map?
Tree map we can use for
Okay, so can you tell me comparable versus comparator?
comparable versus comparator. Okay, so comparable, like it compares comparable means it is an interface. Comparator is also an interface where comparable compares the values by natural order, whereas comparator compares the attributes of the object, where comparator uses the compare to method, whereas comparator uses the compare method, and then comparable uses this reference with the specified object, whereas comparator uses the two different objects and compares the two different objects of the class.
So explain about how to create a custom exceptions in Java.
Custom exceptions, sir. What is an exception means? Exception means terminating the program in a abnormal way. Exceptions are used to terminate the program in a graceful manner. In this exception, we have checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. When we extend the exception class, then this concept is called as unchecked custom exception. Checked custom exception is the concept of extending the exception class.
Okay.
And whereas extending the runtime exception is the concept of unchecked custom exception.
Okay, how to call custom exceptions?
We can call the custom exception by using the throw keyword, where if there is any error exception occurred, then we can throw that exception by using the throw keyword to the parent class constructor.
Okay, so explain about when we need to use throws keyword.
Throws keyword is used for satisfying the compiler, where this is used in the scenario like checked exceptions, where checked exceptions we can use when we extend the exception class, then it can call as a custom checked custom exception.
Okay, forget about custom exceptions. Okay. Where you used throws in your regular programming.
In throws we can use in the to satisfy the compiler, where we use only for the methods. Methods in declaration only we use the throws keyword to satisfy the compiler.
Why should I satisfy the compiler? Can you say some scenario?
If we are if we are using any exceptions, if we are doing any example taking, if compiler throwing any
example, I'm looking for an example. What is the checked exception you are working on it?
Checked exception. We can take SQL exceptions, sir.
Okay.
Where in JDBC connection we are creating prepared statement. At that particular point of time, it generates SQL exception.
Okay.
To telling that it is an SQL exception, we have to import the SQL exception, or else it can generate SQL exception at runtime, and it
so do I need
terminates
I imported a SQL exception. Do I need to throw SQL exception?
We have to throw. If there is any chance of getting SQL exception at the point of runtime, our program will be terminated abnormally, so that we cannot get our required output. So that for that purpose we have to give throws keyword.
So do you know how to connect with the database through JDBC?
Yeah, sir.
So can you explain the steps?
Okay. While connecting to the JDBC, we have to follow certain steps. In that steps, we have first step is to loading the class or registering the class, driver class.
Okay.
Where we can also give the we can use this for this class dot for name we can use. In that we have to give a parameter like com dot mysql dot jdbc dot drive cj dot driver, where
CJ dot driver.
com dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot driver. This is the
What is
parameter.
driver there?
Driver is a class which
Okay.
we have to load, and we can load this using the reflection API concept.
Okay, what is meant by reflection API?
Reflection API at the point of runtime, where the driver is loaded is MySQL or Oracle. Based on the class loaded, our class interfaces methods are changed according to the driver loaded, and this changed according to the driver loaded, and this is the
Okay,
concept of reflection
you
API.
can say at runtime for my driver class, it is going to creating an object from secondary memory to primary memory.
Yes, sir.
Is the concept of reflection API. You
yes,
can
sir.
convey in such a way. Okay, good.
Okay.
So
And
explain
then-
about second step.
And the next step is to create a statement. In statement, we have multiple methods like statement, prepared statement, and callable statement. Whereas when we are working with a statement, we can
What about connection?
connection. Oh,
Creating
sorry,
connection.
sorry, sir. I have in second step, and the next step is to create a connection where we use the driver manager get connection, which is in the driver manager class. With this, we can get the connection.
What is connection?
Connection is an interface where with this connection we can create the prepared statement, sir.
Okay. Why prepared statement? Why not statement?
Statement, when we are working with the statement, there may be a chance of SQL injection.
What is meant by SQL injection?
SQL injection is the concept of where a middle in the man, like a hacker can come into the picture and he can comment, or he can comment the query and take what the values are coming. He can change the query at the point of runtime.
Okay.
So to avoid that SQL injection, we use the prepared statement.
Okay.
Prepared statement means which is a pre-compiled statement, so that anyone cannot hack that query which we are sending at the point of runtime.
Okay.
Where callable statements is used for PLSQL like functions, procedures, and for that purpose we use callable statements.
Okay.
And the next step is to creating result set.
Okay.
Executing are nothing but executing a query. If we execute a query, then if we execute a select query, then it returns a set of result which can be stored in the result set.
What is result set?
Result set is an interface, so that it can store a collection, a set of values into the result set.
What is transient keyword?
Transient keyword. Transient keyword is used in the serializable concept, where if we are working with the private data members, then and for example we can take the password, private string password. If you want to hide those password, and we
Anyway,
cannot
we are
show
using private, right? Then again, why we need to go for
private
transient?
keywords. When we use setters and getters, we may get the values by using setters and getters, and this can be exposed to the other members also. So that for that purpose we use transient keyword for that particular password. Then it can be while if anyone access it, it displays the null instead of value.
Okay. What is serialization?
Serialization. Okay. Serialization is the concept of converting an object into byte stream, where byte stream can be file or memory database, and this serialization, and where we can also convert object into byte stream into object, is the concept of deserialization.
How you will achieve that process?
By using the object write method, sir. Write object method.
Okay.
With using write object method, we achieve the serialization concept.
Okay. Right?
Object write
Right
method.
object.
I mean, I'm not sure about that, but we use the which is a method in the object output
What
stream.
are the classes you are going to use?
File input stream, file output stream, object output stream. These are the two classes which are used for the serializable concept.
Okay. So here what you are doing?
We are converting object into byte stream.
Okay. What is the method?
Object write method.
It's write only.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's write
Okay.
method.
Then there is a reading for deserialization, we need to use
read object method.
exactly.
Read method.
That's all.
Okay.
Right? Good one. So explain about there is a concept in Java in access modifiers.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between default and protected?
Default and protected. Where we can use default and protected for classes or inner classes. Where default, if we use default for the classes, then the scope of the class is within the package. Where we use protected for the any classes or any inner classes, then the scope is for within the package and also outside of the package of the subclasses. So this is the main difference between default and protected.
Okay. So what about in OOPS concepts? You have an interface.
Yes, sir.
Then why we should go for abstract classes?
Abstract classes. In interface, if we are achieving in interface, we achieve 100% abstraction. Whereas, then the question is what, sir? Interface and
Already you have an interface.
Yes.
Then why should I go for abstract for abstraction?
okay, sir. In interface, we can achieve 100% abstraction. In abstraction, where we can achieve 100% abstraction, we can achieve, but also we can achieve up to 20%, 30%, or 40% of the abstraction, where we can take the example like if there is a interface which contains two methods, and if we create a class like duplicate class, like we can create there, and we can extend all the methods in the interface in this class. If we want to achieve our predefined customization like abstraction, then we can extend that class and we can achieve the abstractions.
Okay. What else about abstract class?
Abstract class, where abstract class contain, if a class is abstract, then it must contain one abstract method, sir. Abstract
Okay.
method we cannot override.
How many types of interfaces are there?
Interfaces. Interface, there are functional interface, regular interface, marker interface.
Explain about those.
Functional interfaces like normal interfaces, whereas regular interfaces is like normal interfaces, where functional interfaces like comparable and comparator is the concept of functional interfaces. Functional interfaces contains only single abstract method.
If I have another method, what happens?
It does not. It is not considered as a functional interface, sir.
Okay. What about marker interface?
Marker interface, it does not contain any abstract methods. It provides the capability, but not for specification.
Great. Explain about SQL normalization.
Normalization. Okay, sir. Why we need normalization means for data integrity, consistency, we use normalization concept where we can have like some of the forms, like first one is 1NF, where every column in the table must be unique and every row in the table must be unique. Each column contains only, and like each cell contains only one value, not more than one value. And there is a concept called 2NF, where if a table is said to be in 2NF, then it must be in the 1NF, and it also it does not in the partial dependency, where partial dependency means non-prime attributes does not depend upon the another non-prime attribute.
Okay, explain about the difference between primary key versus foreign key.
Primary key, where primary key contains only unique values and foreign key contains null values also. Where primary key, if we give any column as a primary key, then we can achieve single a row with the primary key uniquely. Whereas foreign key,
Example.
if any student is inserted in the table, if like Pawan, if you take example like Pawan, there are multiple students like Pawan, but we cannot rule number should be only one value for that student.
That is primary key.
Primary key we can
Then
take.
what about foreign key?
Foreign key, if you use foreign key in a particular table, that foreign key must be a primary key in another table. That at that point of time only we can use the foreign key as a foreign key in another table.
Okay, so you can consider as a reference of another
As a
table.
references from, we can use references from that label, so that we can consider it as a foreign key.
So explain about triggers.
Triggers are used to store the information, sir. If we it is executed once for each row, sir. Where like we have three types of triggers: insert, update, delete. Where we can use these triggers like insert before our update, delete before our update, and insert like
Okay, that's fine. So explain about why we need a PL SQL totally.
PLSQL.
Already you have an SQL, then why should I go for PL SQL? The procedural language, what is the advantage of it?
When we want to work with like a procedures, like if you want to work with a set of statements, then we can go and work with PLSQL. Like in procedures, we can write a set of queries which can return a values. So like in Java we have methods, like in SQL we have procedures which can perform a particular task.
Okay. What is views in SQL?
Views are nothing but it is an example of a table where we can store the values in view.
Okay. Good job. Nice. Good job. All the best.
Thank you.